عصف الأنين بداخلي كم مرة قد ذاق قلبي من أساه محنة تمر وكم كرهت مصابها لكن رأيت الخير يسكب في أنا كم مرة قد ضقت من عظم البال.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين ما بعد. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Now I want to cut to the chase, and I don't really want to drag this video as long as it should be. Over the course of the last 24 months, many influencers, du'at, mashayikh have been championing the Palestinian cause. But what's come to light is that there's a monetary benefit or gain that they have taken in order to champion this particular cause. Now, this is where it's problematic and it's unethical. No one should be monetizing or profiting from the Gaza genocide. I don't care where you sit in this so-called dawah industry. I've been speaking to Palestinians on the ground, whether it's Deir Balah, whether it's Shimal Gaza, or even Junub. And they have been sending me videos which I've circulated around my social media profile. So let's cut to the chase. I don't really want to go into a lengthy monologue. There's an eloquent female respected voice on the Palestinian issue. I don't want to mention any names, and I don't want to mention any charities. But it just shows how greed, exploitation is the order of the day when it comes to the Palestinian cause. I have shared the contract, giving you all the information as to what was agreed by the eloquent female respected voice on the Palestinian cause and the respected charity. So it's on X. I'm going to read it out. If anyone wants to view the document, it's on X. I've obviously redacted many of the information. If anyone wants to see the original contract, I have it available on my phone. So feel free to approach me and I will show you the details. Now, it's on X. You could review it. I'm going to break down what was agreed. Now, this event was due to take place on the 3rd of March. The event didn't take place, but it was agreed in principle and a contract was created and it was signed by both parties. Okay? So this just shows that on the 3rd of March 2024, there was a fundraising event where the respected speaker, as I mentioned before, the eloquent, respected voice on the Palestinian issue. I don't want to mention names. I don't even want to mention the charity's name, but there's an issue. And that's what I want to highlight. There's an issue within the sector that the Palestinian cause has been exploited for financial benefit, for their own personal gain. And the details are as follows. The event description, number 1, is fundraising event for Gaza in Manchester on the 3rd of March for a maximum of 30 to 40 minutes on the topic of Ramadan for the forgotten. The importance of continuing to create awareness for the civilians that are displaced in war-torn countries, especially Gaza. Okay, so 3rd of March 2024, the genocide was ongoing. There was many issues with aid convoys going in at that particular time as well. So let's just say that it was connected to what we are seeing manifested today in Gaza in terms of a genocide and in terms of exploitation. Because how dare anyone who has any morals or ethics to gain financially at the backdrop of our brothers and sisters being slaughtered? It's diabolical, it's unethical, and we need to take a stand. Now, we'll get to the finer details. As I said, if anyone wants to view the contract, it's on my X page and on my Facebook page. Anyway, so the 3rd of March, 6:30 at the Sheridan Suite in Manchester. Okay? And I've redacted the information regarding the speaker's name and whatnot. Now, even the contact, all the information has been redacted. Now, compensation. So you got the fee, the honorarium of £750 for a maximum of 30 to 40 minutes. And please, I'd like you to underline, this is during the Gaza genocide. Okay? During the Gaza genocide, 3rd of March 2024. £750. Lodging, hotel, 4-star or above. Meals, £70 a day to be paid by the organisers. So that's the respected charity. Okay. I will touch on whether these fees were from gift aid, whether they were from a business. We'll get into that. The loopholes and the technicalities, we'll get to that. But let's just finish this off. Total compensation for a maximum of 30 to 40 minutes. Ignore the thumbnail. The graphic designer got it wrong. It was 20 minutes. I think that was my error. Total compensation for a maximum of 30-40 minutes is £820. £820. Anyone championing the Palestinian cause, especially Gaza in this particular time, should not have any strings attached in order to gain financially, exploit charities, and the charities are more than willing to fork out this type of money. £820 for 30 to 40 minutes maximum. What planet are you living in? The reason why these charities are open, and I'm saying the charity in question isn't the only one doing this. I know most charities are operating and behaving in this manner. This is their modus operandi. Now, we're going to go to ahadith, and I'll make it clear. Anyone that seeks dunyawi benefit, you have no ajr in the akhirah. I'm going to go into ahadith, obviously go into the explanation by Ibn Rajab al-Hanbali in his Jami' al-Ulum al-Hikam, very detailed about niyyah and about ajr and whatnot. I'd like to ask my dear brothers and sisters, is it acceptable that anyone that champions the Palestinian cause to request and demand £820, excluding the 4-star hotel, to be paid to them to fundraise for Palestine? Why do you feel that you're entitled to crazy amounts of money? Now, as I stated before, if you seek the dunya gains from this, you have no ajr in the akhirah, you have corrupted your niyyah. Now, I will present a hadith and I'll go into Ibn Rajab's explanation from the hadith, إِنَّمَا الْأَعْمَالُ بِالنِّيَّاتِ. It goes into it much more. This is hadith number 1, by the way, of this particular book. And this is the hadith al-awwal. And subhanallah al-azim, Ibn Rajab al-Hanbali goes into it in much more detail. I've got the, here you go, I'm going to go into what he mentions. But first I want to present a hadith in Sunan Abi Dawud. Okay, I want to present a hadith first to show you anyone that seeks dunyawi gains has no ajr in the akhirah. And if anything, you have corrupted. This is a corruption of the whole intent of doing it for lillah, especially where brothers and sisters have been slaughtered, dying of starvation and malnutrition, but yet give me £820. So as you can see on screen, we've got Sunan Abi Dawud. And the hadith goes as follows. This is narrated by Abi Hurairah radiallahu anhu, that أن رجلا قال يا رسول الله رجل يريد الجهاد في سبيل الله وهو يبتغي عرضا من عرض الدنيا. That a man came to the Prophet, I'm summarizing, and he said, what if a man wants to take part in jihad fi sabilillah, but he desires some worldly advantage or worldly gain? Okay, so the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, لا أجر له. He does not have any ajr in it. So whatever he wants in terms of the dunya, whatever he partakes, he'll get, but he gets no ajr, which is the main ajr in the akhirah. And the people thought it was terrible, like, atrocious. And then it continues, and the Prophet ﷺ kept repeating that he gets no share, there is no reward for him. So coming back to me now. Now look at the importance of your niyyah. If you are seeking dunyawi gains, you cannot mix the two. You cannot be monetizing the deen, monetizing sadaqah, monetizing zakat, seeking dunyawi rewards and thinking you'll get a share in the akhirah. I'm sorry. If anyone goes on jihad, which is one of the best deeds to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and you seek some dunyawi advantage, the Prophet ﷺ made it clear, La ajra lahu. He has no ajr. Now, let's go to Ibn Rajab now, in Jami' al-Ulum al-Hikam. And this hadith al-awwal, okay? And Ibn Rajab mentions that, obviously presenting the previous ahadith, that it's an indication that whoever does jihad, seeking the pleasures of this world, gets no reward. Okay? La ajra lahu. Except from what he wants from the dunya. But meaning, the main reward, the ajr in the akhirah, there is no ajr. And Ibn Rajab ends up by saying, وَهِيَ مَحْمُولَةٌ. This is comprehensive, that his purpose is only that he seeks the dunya in his jihad. So coming back to me now. This is from Jami' al-Ulum al-Hikam by Ibn Rajab al-Hanbali. Any individual seeking a monetary gain from the blood of our brothers and sisters in Gaza, being killed, massacred, starvation, malnutrition, they're saying 85%. We're seeing the harrowing images every day. Yet, you are so shameless that you are willing, whether the event went ahead or not, you are willing to ask and demand £820 for a maximum of 40 minutes. That's excluding your 4-star hotel demand. So when you champion the Palestinian cause, it's fake. It's fake. Fake crocodile tears. You use the Palestinian cause to monetarily benefit. Ala al-Zahir. إِنَّمَا نَحْكُمْ عَلَى الظَّاهِرِ. We judge what's apparent. Because anyone that fundraises, I don't care how high you are in the dawah industry, I'm sorry, No one should ask for a penny. This should be a selfish act. You should do it for the Palestinian cause, for the Ummah's cause. And on top of that, we should follow up on the donations. What's going on? You see that aid is not getting in. You see when people are sending you cooked meals, where it's literally lentils with hot water, but they call it meals. Ittaqillah. And as I said before, as I presented from the hadith in Sunan Abi Dawud, as per the testimony of Ibn Rajab al-Hanbali, any individual that seeks a monetary gain, how big or how small, la ajra lah. You have done it for the dunya. You have done it for your own financial greed and exploitation. And I've got many more invoices. So this just shows that they are behaving like the ahbar and the ruhban, the monks and the priests of the previous nations. They are behaving like them. They are seeking the pleasures of this world, and this is unacceptable. So once again, I've left it very general because this isn't an ambiguous case. The charity sector have capitalized. I know how the charity sector is behaving. I know they run events companies, and I know that they are paying these influencers crazy money. I know whoever's tagging along with charities, unless there's an open transparency that demonstrates that there's no exchange of money, then we will treat you as a person who is a mercenary. And we know who they are. Monetization. It's now become a cat and mouse for du'at and influencers to get the biggest contribution when it comes to fundraising for Gaza. And you are shameless, you are unethical, and I'm going to say it, you are hayawan, you are animals. Let's just end off on that. So take care of yourselves. Wa sallallahu ala nabiyyina Muhammad.
ليس الغريب غريب الشام واليمن إن الغريب غريب اللحد والكفن إن الغريب له حق لغربته على المقيمين في الأوطان والسكن سفر بعيد وزاد لن يبلغني وقوتي ضعفت والموت يطلبني ما أحلم الله عني حيث أمهلني وقد تماديت في ذنبي ويسترني تمر ساعة